Now, I'm no restaurant critic. I've eaten at countless restaurants in my days. But if there's one thing that leaves a sour taste in my mouth more than anything else, it is a dining experience that is less than desirable. And the biggest problem is most of these restaurants don't even know what they're doing wrong. And the scary fact is, you too could be making some of these same simple mistakes that restaurants across America make every single day. But that's why Done Right Consulting Firm is here. We're here to provide a quality and interactive consulting experience so that you can make sure that it gets done right the first time. Done Right Consulting Firm started 3 years ago with a mission to inspire. We were founded upon college students looking to prove that we too can be just as successful as any other member of this space. Proving ourselves is huge, and we want to have that impact and ability to show the success and encourage other people to do the same. We like to encourage creative mindsets and the ability to get things done in a timeless manner. We strive to be as honest and truthful in all situations and think effectively by actively listening to one another and making sure everyone is heard. Once ideas and topics are discussed, we brainstorm, and then it's off to the races. Hello, my name is Stephen Peterson, and I'm a member of the wonderful team of consultants we have here at Done Right Consulting Firm. I was lucky enough to be one of the founding members of the firm, and since day one, as I've mentioned before, we started this company on the dream of success, not only for us, but the success of our clients and others who believe in us. I personally, this past month, helped my 100th client. And it was a pretty big milestone, not only for me, but for the company, because we also have a couple of the other individuals who have helped around the same number of clients. And I personally have not seen a single negative impact from our company to any clients. And I know it might seem a little, here or there, because I'm not going to tell you about my quote unquote losers. But although the growth is not the same for every client, I can assure you that you will see growth in some aspect of your business. Now, I do like to get some of that resume information out of the way as a bit of a formality, not only to give you an idea of who I am and what our company is about, but to also make you feel a little more confident about where your investment is going. I want you to understand that I'm not only an individual that cares about myself and the success of my firm, but also an individual that wants us to grow together. That is one of the founding principles that we have built this company on, and it's something we intend to take till the end of the company. Now that I've got some of the housekeeping issues out of the way and telling you, a little bit about me, I'd like to take a second and tell you what I know about you. Center Street Tavern is an establishment opened in 2011, located in downtown Acworth on Center Street. Very appropriate. It is a casual dining with a pub atmosphere, as stated on your website. Proud to be Acworth's original gathering place, and we offer pub favorites and a full bar with an extensive craft beer selection in a relaxed environment. Some of the local competitors would be Gustone's and Henry's. Both of these locations are very close, as well as piggybacking on the friendly live environment. Gustone's also does live music and has a very similar bar tavern atmosphere, as well as casual dining. Henry's, also casual, very friendly gathering kind of atmosphere. And the worst part about it is they're only one street over. When looking at reviews of Center Street Tavern, many people seem to love the menu selection, with a guest on February 18th saying, "Great spot for every craving." This is something that is a leg up on restaurants like Gustone's in your area, who tend to be a little bit more strict on what they have on their menu. Another great thing is the atmosphere. People love the atmosphere. I really think it's one of our strong points. The live music and the pub bar atmosphere seems to be great. Another guest said the atmosphere was very chill. And finally, I believe one of the greatest strengths we have is a good cocktail and drink selection, especially the craft beers as advertised. These all seem to be a great hit with anyone that comes in to the establishment. Now, unfortunately, it's time to get into some of the things that aren't so fun. I've found a few weaknesses in the reviews that I've seen online. For instance, something that seems to be very, very spotty is customer service. As I'm reading this review right here, so the food was good, honestly like traditional bar food that you don't get a lot of places, but good. The service was the worst I have ever experienced in my life. We can't have that. We start off strong, and then something as simple as customer service can really taint the customer's experience. Moving on to the second one, and I know this one is a little bit difficult to deal with, but parking lot is very small and an inconvenience with customers. Countless reviews talk about how inconvenient this was for them. I understand our location is a little difficult, but there are some ways we can work around this, and we'll talk about this in a little bit. 3, and finally, sanitation is something that some people, not all, and I understand that some people may be, a little nitpicky with the way that they think their food should be kept and where they're eating. But as I read this review right here, it says, so why not more stars? It's because they got an 82, not far from a C score on their last inspection. And this is something that, while I know can seem a little tedious, it's something that's a very simple and easy fix and a way that we can just keep these customers in the door. Now you may be asking yourself, Stephen, why are any of these things important? How are these going to help us improve our business? Well, every single thing that I mentioned was important enough for not one, but multiple customers to write reviews about. And some of the reviews even mentioned our other 2 competitors, Gustone's and Henry's, in the area that are better options than our establishment. And these things that, if we just clean up a little bit, I think we could really improve. Now, I would like to move on to some of the strategies that I think can really help improve our customer experience. Here's some things that I really think would help improve our customer experience. Now, like I mentioned before, I understand that parking downtown Acworth is very, very limited and very difficult. But some of the things that I think would be very helpful is if we put, some notices or some kind of, heads up on our website or anywhere that we're posting, such as social media and things like that, that parking is very limited and there's not much we can do. I think we could also throw up a bit of a map highlighting some public parking areas around the square downtown to make things a little bit easier for people to find. Second, many people love the atmosphere we create. They love it. It's one of the main things that is mentioned in every positive review that we have. And, things like adding a weekly trivia night or a weekly karaoke night would be great for our customers. Everyone is already a huge fan of the live music, and I feel like that should stay as scheduled. However, I feel like if we added in a few other, activity-based evenings, a lot of people would love that. And finally, we'll be moving on to our customer service in a bit here, but I feel like a bit of a themed uniform evening, 2, maybe 3 nights a week, where we have everyone on our staff dress in their favorite college sports team t-shirt or their favorite band t-shirt. Just something simple, nothing that's going to obviously break the bank for our employees and make the situation any more difficult for them, but just something to maybe lighten the mood and maybe have our customers notice, hey, that's something pretty unique. Okay, now we're moving on to things that have to be changed. These are things that were almost every single time left by a negative review. And these things, obviously, these customers are unhappy customers, and it's very difficult or even impossible sometimes to make those unhappy customers happy customers. But what we can do is make these changes so the next time another customer walks into our establishment, they're pleasantly surprised with the changes that we've made within our restaurant. Number 1 on this list is sanitation. Now, I do understand that an 82 grade is not the worst in the world, and it's not the worst that I've personally ever seen. But is it really that difficult for us to get that up to an A? Because if we can get that up to an A, not only will that be a better environment for us, our staff, and everyone involved, but it just gives another check, as you will, when someone's going into thinking about our restaurant. 2, we need to make a decision when it comes to customer service. Most, if not all, of the reviews that are negative say the customer service is terrible. And even some of the positive reviews say things, I really love the food, I really love the atmosphere, but my server was not polite, was very rude. I even saw one review that said the bartender punched them in the face. Obviously those are things we can't have happening. And I feel like if we just, gathered our staff, doesn't even need to be a course per se. Gathered our staff, give them some more tips, and make sure that they're really taking customer service, into consideration when they are waiting tables or when they are performing their job. I think it would really help the company as a whole. Now, before we wrap everything up here, I would really like to remind you guys how important it is to simply look at these restaurant reviews. Now, I know it seems like something simple and mundane and what's it gonna do, but it really does give you all the information needed so you can make informed decisions on how you can improve the experience for your customer and ultimately improve your business. If you look at these reviews, you'll see what places like Gustone's or Henry's or any other competing restaurant are doing and what people are liking and what they're not liking about your restaurant, about their restaurant. For instance, the atmosphere, the menu, these things are all positives in many of these reviews. And if we look back, we see customer service, sanitation. Those are things that are kind of an issue. So if we really want to keep a leg up on Gustone's and Henry's, we really need to try to make improvements in those areas. Make it hard for them not to come eat at Center Street Tavern. I would also like to thank you very much for giving me your time today. It's been a pleasure to work with you all. I would love to talk to you more. If you would like to reach me, you can call our company at 770-850-7341 or email us at donerightconsulting@yahoo.com or visit our website at www.donerightconsulting.com. And I will also be sending you guys a follow-up email with my information, as well as the information of our company, as well as the deck of slides that we went through today. And if there's anything I can do at all, please let me know. And don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you once again.